going to look into decode ways. So the problem is the multiple ways of getting that alphabet out of the number that we are getting it. So here, instead of just looking at the problem as an alphabet, let's just only look into the integer. So once we split this, the integer need to be in between 1 to 26. It should not be 0 or more than 26 when we split it. So here we are going to try with the dynamic problem, dynamic problem solving. So dynamic problem solving is nothing but once you do some iteration like combination or permutation, those kind of things, we will be trying to store the calculated value in some way. So here this is a dictionary. So what we do is once we go through a tree, that values and all we will be storing based on whatever the values for this value, so that we will not do that same tree architecture again. So for example, if we found out the value of this guy, so again somewhere else if it is going to use, then we will, what we do is we just try to return the value that which is already stored, so we don't do the calculation. That's what it saves. So the iteration will be n time for each index. So how the thing is going to get splitted? So for example, let's take, this is the string that we are going to get it. Here if you come into this is the initial time. So these are just basic conditions, and if that value itself, that current value, that pointing itself is 0, then it cannot be a string. It can't be any strings because like alphabet, so it will be 0. Or else if it is like inside, if it is above, like inside like this guy, then we will have certain methods. Okay, so here for this guy, what we will do is we will try to combine these two guys. Okay, first we will be splitting it, so we are going to combine them. So once we combine them, we will be having like 12. So since 12 is less than 26 and above 10, so it is a valid one. So what we will do, we'll start these two guys as a separate thread and add the value to this guy. Similarly, once we start this guy, it is 23. Okay, when we merge it, it will be 23. Again we will be passing 3 and 4 separately, but when it comes for 3, it will be 34. So what will happen, it will stop. So we can see that same thing over in a chart. So 1, so 1 is next value will be 12. So like since it is 12, it's less than and greater than 26, so it will be having 2 iteration, one for 2 and another is for 3. And similarly for 2, it will be since it is a 2, it is next value will be 23, so it is going to next iteration for 3 and for 4. And for here also, after 3, here there's a problem, it is 34. Since 34 is not a possible value, so what we will do is we will not have both the things. Okay, so we can't have that same number over here, that current value number will be it will have only one guy, it can't go multiple. The next year you see that it will go for 2 things, next 2 things, but here it will have only one thing will be going, since it's less than 10. So that's what the code we have written here. If it is exceed, it will have enter only in one place, it will not exceed in both the places. So once we reach this 4 is the last value. So if you see here, this is 4, right? that 4 is the last index. So when you count minus 1 and if it's not equal to, then only it will satisfy. But if it will be equal to over here at the last value, so once it is last value, the default value of result is 1. So for when it's a last value, we will be passing that, setting that value to the next guy, it will be 1. So for 4 we got the value as 1, so it will be stored in the dictionary. So here also it will be 1. Similarly for 3, so 3 is splitted into 4 only, it's not again split into multiple. So since it's that, so it will also hold the same value while it returning. So here you can see the combination, right? So it will be just 1. Again the 3 value will be stored, so here also it will be 1. Oh, so it is 1 since it is stored. So again here for 2 we are combining these two guys, so it will be 1 plus 1, it will be 2 over here. Here 2 plus 1, here it will be ended with 3. So based on that 3, it will be mostly like a 3 different variation. So this is how we are solving it. So majorly you guys get it right. So the next value, if it is able to joined and it is between 10 to 26, then it will go to a 2 different split. Next 2 values will be splitted, or else next single value will be splitted. Let's have another example, just extending a number 5, so we will be much more clarity on that. So previously, as we see, uh, we have completed till 4. So like after, like right, like here when it comes to 3, so it can be formed into 3 only, not into 34, which is out of the scope. But here you guys will see, right, 1 or 12, 2 or 23, but here it can be only 3, and here it can be only 4, and then that's the last. So this is a way. So now also the changes are not there, because like 45 is what added. Instead of 45, it is a less number, it would have started gaining it. Here, since it is a 45, it is started to stop, it is having only single iteration kind of thing. So that's that. And then we can try to convert this into a alphabet. Let me do it. Added the alphabets right now, so you can see, right? So for 1 it is A, B, 2, and then for 3 it will be C, and similarly W for 23. So these things I have added. So here, as you see, the maximum, so like this is the numbers we split it. So the maximum we can split them is 26, less than 26. So 23 is the maximum we can able to merge it, and 12 we can able to merge it. So you can easily see that 34 or 45 can't be merged it. So this is the thing. So at this path ends to this guy, A, B, and then like CD we already have it here. So it's like since it is a dynamic programming, we are storing it these values, and similarly A, W, and then DE. So we already have the DE kind of combination also. Similarly here, instead of A, the path is 12, and then 3, and then 4, and then 5. So it will be LCDE. So this is the one of the bigger explanation I have just given. So it must be easy, and yeah, let me know if you guys have any doubt.